Yo, 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 guys, welcome. How is everybody doing? Yes, then. Welcome, guys, welcome. Yeah, hope everyone's good, guys. Hope everyone's good. Nothing for me so far today. I don't know about anybody else. Don't know how everybody else's day's been, but so far for me today, there's not been too much. But, like I say, we've still got a big session ahead of us. Let me just have a look who's here. Welcome, Deegs. How's it going, bro? Phil, Zulu, welcome, man. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Good to see everyone here. Tyler, welcome, bro. Cash, Rav, Gary, Nate, Legend. Everybody's here, legends. Everyone's here. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, so I think sell-offs are nice on gold into some of these lows to the downside. Quick look at the calendar. Quick look at the calendar. Hey, yeah, how's it going, Epson, bro? Espen, sorry. Welcome, mate. Quick look at the calendar. We're quite clear, you know. We've got 2.5 hours. You know, we've got 2 hours, sorry, with no real news. So there's nothing in the way too much of me taking gold to the downside. You know, like I say, if we look at gold here, we're breaking below multiple levels. I do like the look of sells on gold because there's a lot of more liquidity to the downside and we're breaking multiple levels to the downside. So for me, like I say, we've got news in 2 hours, literally in 2 hours. Other than that, there's nothing. So it's just pure price action up to the news, you know, maybe give it 15 minutes before and after. After that, we're clear again. So hopefully, like I say, hopefully we can catch something before the news together. Let's just delete all this price action off here, all this analysis, because what I want to do is I want to break these charts down top to bottom and show you exactly what I'm seeing, okay? Top down, exactly what I'm looking at on the market for the US session, okay? But let me just see who else is tuning in today. Like the stream, yeah, guys, drop a like. Zulu, welcome, bro, welcome. We have to hope Trump doesn't start chatting before the news. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what Trump does. He's on a mad one. But yeah, like I say, guys, what I'm looking for today, quick look at the 4 hourly. I'll look at comments after I've brought down gold. Quick look at the 4 hourly and the daily. You can see that gold is pushing down. Gold, there's nothing telling me that gold's breaking or trying to break structure to the downside, look, on the daily and higher time frame. There's nothing to tell me that gold can't come down into some of these lows, you know, this week. You know, like, what does gold need to do before it breaks higher? It needs to sweep liquidity. And we've just started taking liquidity here, look. Can you see? We've just started taking some lows here, which is starting, you know, we're starting to see a decent pullback on gold. And if we do start taking some of these lows here and some of these lows here, that could be, you know, what gold needs to do before it starts pushing even higher. Okay? But like I say, I'm open to both sides as much as possible. Gold overall on like the weekly and monthly time frame, super bullish. This is just a little pullback potentially to what could be, you know, even a bigger leg to the upside on gold. But looking at the daily, you can see that we are starting to pull back a little bit. So I am open to both sides, okay? Where's my range right now on gold? Well, for me, one second, let me move this. For me right now, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking to try and take some sells down into this trend line. I want to try and catch some sells into these lows. There's a lot of liquidity sitting here on gold. You can see lows here, lows here, lows here, lows here. There's a lot of liquidity sitting below this trend line and all this structure. So I'm really interested to see if I can take some sells down, you know, in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, next 10 to 15 minutes, if I can get some sells, that would be nice. I'm not just going to keep this trend line. I'm just I'm just going to keep these lows on here for now. Okay, and if I can catch some sells, whether that's on this 30 closure, because it is closing below multiple levels, I'd say the next area to watch is this level here, which is like 15 ticks away. But I'm going to see how this new candle opens. If I can catch some shorts, I will do. Okay, if I can catch some shorts on the next 15, I will. But yeah, these lows down here look good for me to try and take sells into. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'll go through comments in a second. What's up, George? Charlie, welcome, mate. Welcome. Hope everyone's good, guys. Hope everyone's good. Yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll go through everything. But yeah, let's see how this 30 closes. Let's see how this 30 closes. If the 30 closes bearish, I'll look to take some sells. Okay, I'll look to take some sells. Because the 30's taken some highs here. 30's taken some highs up here. It's closing bearish. The next level's probably here. I don't want to be taking sells super close to this level, though. You know, like 10 ticks away, it's not worth it. No liquidity taken on the 15. Yeah, this is a 30, mate. This is the 30. Yeah, 15's not valid, but the 30 entry will be. And the 30's closing in 45 seconds. However, I'm not liking the fact that we're so close to this level here. Can you see? I'm not liking the fact that we're so close to this level. So I'll just see how it closes. I'll just see how it closes. Has anybody else taken any positions today? Has anyone else taken any positions? If it closes near this level, all good. I'll just wait for the next candle to get below this structure, and then I'll look to take sells. That's absolutely fine. Well, like, what is the... Is it worth even trying to catch sells from here? Let's have a look. What, for the sake of, like, 15 ticks? I mean, the 30 is a clean closure. I like this liquidity, but like I said, we're coming into a level here. Level of structure. Just a half risk, $90. Nothing today. Yeah, Naz, how's it going, bro? Cash, welcome, mate. Welcome. Nothing for me as well today. The market's been... It's a patience week already. You know, it's been patience so far this week. Nothing for me today. But patience always pays on gold. You know, you need to understand that we're coming into August. It's a new month that we're coming into. A lot of banks take holidays around August. So I just trade the market as normal. But understand that it might be a little bit more, you know, it might be a little bit more slow and not as clean, if that makes sense. Not as clean. Set on my hands. Good stuff, guys. It's great to see, you know, like I say, it's so important. You know, another thing, if you're one of them traders who used to take like 5 to 10 trades per day, and you can sit on your hands, and you're seeing yourself sitting on your hands more, that's a huge step forward. Don't take that as a negative. That should be a positive thing to you. You know, if you're actually, you know, even me, I used to take like 5 to 10 trades a day sometimes. You know, some 5 to 10 trades a day is crazy. Now I take 5 to 10 trades per week. You know, and that is a big step forward. You might think it's a negative at the start, but really it isn't. It's a big step forward to profitability. A big step forward. Yeah, took nothing. Good. Well, not bad. If it, you know, like I say, if there's nothing been to the strategy, you can't take anything. It is what it is. You know, you're not going to get entries every single day, every hour. You know, some days I'll have days where I take like 3 trades. Because, you know, 3 setups have presented in my times. But sometimes I'll take nothing. Cheers for likes, guys. Nice one. Smashing it. Smashing the likes. Good. Let's have a look at Nasdaq. See, Nasdaq's taken liquidity. And actually, look, it's took liquidity and pushed up. What's the 30 close like? Oh, that 30 would have been nice if it bottom wicked. If I saw a bottom wick now, I'd be looking for buys on Nasdaq into these highs. I would be looking for some buys. Something like this here. Yeah, if Nasdaq gave a bottom wick, I'd have a buy stop in here. But it instantly pushed up. Just what I posted. Yeah, that was nice, Nate. That entry was clean. Like I say, I wasn't at the desk I wasn't at the desk at the time of the short, but that short trade on paper, like I say on paper because all I can see is this. I can't see the, I can't see the execution. I can't see how the candle formed, but what I can see from the closures here, that it does look textbook. You've rejected the range, closed bearish, strong bearish of the upper level that you're looking to buy above, and you've pushed down 50-60 tick trade, 50-60 tick win. Yeah, it might have left a little, it might have been a little bit different, plus or minus 5 or 10 ticks, but it looks good. Looks good, man. Yeah, I'm going to watch this range for now on gold. I'm going to watch this range here. I mean, there's a lot of targets to the downside which I want to try and take out. I think like I say, it's just patience will pay with this, with gold today. Just one of them. Yeah, guys, 55% off with the JTC code. Insane deal with top one. Yeah, Raul, cheers, bro. Thank you, bro. Oh, he can't. Can he not? Will it not work? Might work with me. Yeah, just put in exclamation top one and you'll be able to see it. I haven't got my other thing to put the exclamation in. Just put exclamation in top one and you'll see 55% off. I'm sure someone just put it in, but it's gone off. Yeah, that one, Zulu. Nice one, bro. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. We were testing all these commands yesterday. They're actually cool. I like them. Saves so much time. So yeah, if you want a top one account, 55% off, just use JTC and it gives you 55% off. It's actually more than the actual discount they've got. So they've got like a general discount for everyone without the JTC code, but the JTC code gives you extra to the great discount they have already. So it's definitely worth it. These were only 25% off for like a month, last month. So to be able to get 55% off right now is a very good opportunity. If I get through mine in the next couple of days, which it would be nice, I'll just buy some more on the 55% deal. Start again. Well, yeah, gold here. See, can you see? Too close to this level. It hasn't even flipped. Anyone selling down here at market is getting faked out. Getting faked out. How many instants can you have on a top one? You can have 3, Angie. You can have 3 at once. Yeah, I'm trading 3 right now. I've got 2 linked and 1 separate. So yeah, like I say, you can have 3 instant accounts on the, like I say, you need to have the same account. Don't have the straight to funded one and the instant. Don't have them linked. You're not allowed to link them. If you're on instance, just get instance and link instance. Okay, don't be linking different account types because you're not allowed to do that. But yeah, you can have 3 of the instant accounts, which I use at once, which is good. I mean, you need to think of it like this. If you've got 3 instant accounts and you're putting in like $1,000 to 3 instant accounts, which is what I paid for my 3 instant accounts, if when they get to the payout stage, if it takes like 1 to 2 months to get to the payout stage, that's like 11.5k in payouts or something, or 10.5k in payouts, just from like $1,000. So, especially when you've got the deal, like the 55% deal, it's not a bad return, to be fair, I wouldn't say. That's how I'm looking at it for me anyway. Let's have a look. Hourly closure, bearish. It's instantly pushed up here. Yeah, can't really do much in this range. How much is a 50k instant? 50k instant with the JTC discount is probably like £200 or something. Around £200. Maybe a little bit more, £250. I'm not sure. I use the 150k instance. Yeah, I use the 150k ones. 150k ones are like 300... With the discount JTC, it's like £350. Yeah. Is there a consistency rule? Yeah, there is. There's a 20% consistency rule, but you need to understand that that's needed. There's no way they could offer instant funded without the 20% consistency rule, because you just get people full porting news and then getting a payout. They'd be buying two accounts, buying one, selling one, and there just would be no business model. So the 20% rule is very, very lenient. Like I've said, most instant prop firms offer a 10% consistency rule, which is a lot harder. So 20% is quite good. I thought it's instant. Yeah, it is instant, mate. It's instant accounts, the ones that I use. Is it harder to get a payout on the 150? No, it's not really, mate, because it's just a percentage base. If you can get 6% in a couple of months, I look at instant accounts as a 1 to 2 month time frame to get a payout. So I've been working on my instant accounts for like 3 to 4 weeks now, and I'm about, I don't know, 4% in profit. No, not 4% in profit, more 6. Yeah, I'm about 7% in profit, and you need sorry. I'm about 4.5% in profit, and I need 6% in profit for a payout. So I look at it in terms of profit, how much I need. So if I can get 6% every couple of months, it's going to be decent return for the year. Pray we get a trade. Yeah, we'll see. Look at the price action. We've just like come straight back into this chop, really. 150k with your code, 440. Yeah, 300 quid. Yeah, 300 quid with 100. Insane deal. Insane. So why 2 months? Oh, I'm just, Rav, I'm talking about if you trade them correctly and you actually trade a plan and, you don't try to force trades, you just try to get consistent gains, consistent payouts. If you can focus on trying to get a payout in 1 to 2 months instead of 3 to 4 days, that's a lot more consistent, and you're going to have a lot more longevity in trying to get regular payouts. Instant accounts, they get people into them because they want to get paid now. They want to get paid in a week. I look at it in terms of, right, I've got 3 instant accounts. If I can get all of them ready for a payout in a month, well, I'm getting 3 payouts every month instead of trying to get 1 payout in 1 week, trying to rush it. Okay? But yeah, you can. When you're ready for a payout, you can get payouts instantly after 10 traded days. Proper debating it. Yeah, it's up to you, bro. Like I say, everyone can make their own decision on it. But I mean, I don't know how long it'll be until the 55% off is back on. I know that they don't put it on regularly anymore. I know it's been a couple of months since they last had it on. So, like I say, it's not a bad. I think instant accounts are great as well, like for actually building some sort of prop capital as well. You're getting an instant funded account where you can take like $3.5 grand payout from making 6%. I mean, that was never a thing when I was trading. Never a thing. I mean, the opportunity that people have got when starting trading today, if they can actually follow a plan, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's so much competition with prop firms that they make it a lot more easier for you to get payouts now. But prop firms are still profitable because they understand that 95% of people don't trade with a plan. Simple as that. Guys, 2 seconds. I'm just going to get a drink really quickly. Oh, right. Okay. Right, guys, yeah, welcome to everyone who's tuning in. If you've got any questions as well, feel free to drop a question in the comments. Say hi as well, and if you're just tuning in, subscribe, put on notifications, and leave a little comment. I've got a little bit. I've got like 3% on one account to pass or to get a payout, and I've got like 2% on another. So if I get these over the line, you know, this week, next week, and the code's still on, I'll just get more on that code, and then, you know, and then yeah, I just get more on that code, and then just build up for another payout again. It's a good idea, I think. 41 watching, 14 likes. Oh yeah. Yeah, come on, guys, crush it. We can crush 20 likes for sure. Yeah, so main watch for me now is this, probably the 15. 15 gets above, maybe confirmation, push higher. Or maybe some half risk sells. Yeah, I'm open to half risk sells too. You know, if we get that, if that candle... You know, if this candle here that's just opened pushes up and leaves a wick like so, leaves a bearish wick like this. 1 second. Yeah, if we get a bearish wick like this, I'll just take half risk sells down. And I'll take sells from here into all these lows. That's one idea. The other idea is obviously if it closes bullish back above, and I can take some longs then. So there's a couple of opportunities at this range. What happens after first payout on instant? Yeah, the next target. Okay, guys. So with the instant accounts, let me stay on the instant account topic for now, and then I'll go on to more technical analysis. But with the instant accounts, the first profit split is 6%. So when you hit 6% profit, you get a payout. So on the 150k accounts, when I hit 6%, I can get 3.5k in payouts. Okay, and that's on every account as well. So if every account's there, you can have over 10k in payouts. Once you've hit that first 6% for your first payout, the next payout is 5%. So you'll leave a buffer in because you're only taking 3.5%. You leave a buffer in. When you hit 5%, then you get another 3.5k. The next payout is 4% target. When you've hit the 4%, then you get another 3.5k. After the third payout, you go live, so you can request all of it. So let's say that on your third payout, you've got 15k in profit. Well, after that third payout, you're live. You can withdraw 15k. Okay? Which, I mean, that growth is insane. Just off one account. Because you'll go live. And I think, if I'm correct, when you go live, you can withdraw everything. You'll have to have a look at that in the queue. This is what I think, personally. Have a look into it yourself, but yeah. Once you go live, I think you can withdraw whenever you want. Instant profit split, the broker, bigger as well. Yeah, the percentage drops. Joe, if you set a management point in advance, do you use market order? So if I am buying gold here, okay, and I want to set a management point up here, and I'm going to buy, say, 10 micros, I'll just set a sell limit order here, okay? So it'll be a sell limit order. So if I'm going to sell down here, I'll use a buy, okay? So if I'm in a buy, I'll use a sell limit, and if I'm in a sell, I'll use a buy, okay, mate? And yeah, I do that sometimes, actually. I do set them at targets. Orders like that. Do I use Blueberry? Yeah, I do. Yeah, for personal account, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, they're the best. Yeah, still, like I say, all the stuff that I use is in the description of the YouTube as well. So if you want to have a look at who I use, you know, mentorship, prop firms, stuff like that, like I said, you can just put a little exclamation mark in now on the bot will say it, or you can go and have a look. Quite good that the payouts drop. Yeah, it does. It's good that. Because basically, you need to understand that if you're looking at it in terms of percentages, you know, 6%, 5%, 4% is like 15% total profit on the instant account. When you hit 15% profit, you are a live trader with top one. Okay, but with other prop firms, you need 6% to pass the funded just to go onto payouts. Do Blueberry link with TradingView? Yes, they do, mate. They do. They link with TradingView. Yeah, you can use MT5 or TradingView. To be honest with you, when I go onto personal next, probably next year now, when I start using personal, I'll probably use TradingView. Yeah, I'll probably use TradingView to execute just on here. Wealth chart. I've never used. What's wealth chart? What are they? Let's have a look. Oh, platform for futures. Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, I'll have a look at that. Like I say, I'll be using a futures personal as well. What's the most you've had in a YouTube live? About 100. Yeah, I had 100 like 3 weeks ago. I'd say average is like 45 to 50 right now. Like at the peak, 45 to 50 on average. But yeah, the max I had a couple of weeks ago was like 100. Yeah. But yeah, average I'd say about 45, 50. You know, when I make 6% on the 150, which is 9k, do I take the 9k? You'll take 3.5k, mate. Yeah, they'll pay you 3.5k. The rest will be a buffer. The rest will be a buffer. You need to leave the buffer so you can trade again. You know, if you take 9k, then you don't get a buffer. So you need to leave it in. Or you need to leave a little bit in so you can trade again. Thank you, yo. All good deeds, bro. All good, man. How does Top Step work as soon as you pass the combine? They'll send you an email. Yeah, they'll send you an email to activate. So once you pass with Top Step, they'll send you an email to activate the account. You have to pay an activation fee. And this is another reason, guys, why I love instant funding. You don't have to pay activation fees. You'll pay with Top Step, for example, and don't get me wrong, I love Top Step. Top Step are still probably my favorite prop firm. But with the instant funded accounts that most people are doing now, you don't have to pay activation fees. And you might take 3 challenges, which cost you like $200 to pass, okay? And then you have to pay an activation fee, which is $160. So you're paying like $350, $400 to pass a 50k challenge. And then you have to work to get paid out. Then you have to make an extra 2 to 3k to get a 1k payout. With instant account, you make 6%, you pay 1 fee, and you get a payout of 3.5 grand. Like, to me, it just makes sense to stick on them for now. Until, obviously, people bring better out. Apex uses wealth charts. Alright, really? I've never used wealth charts. I've never used Apex. I've only used Alpha, Top Step, and Top 1. Do I get more views on... yeah, I'd say Top... Yeah. The other one. But I like YouTube for streaming better. Yeah, I like YouTube for streaming better. Just because people come on here to actually learn. People are more serious on YouTube. I think YouTube's better for streaming for sure. YouTube's the best streaming platform. By far. By far. You know, you have to watch what you say. On TikTok and stuff. You can't teach people. You know, on TikTok, if you start talking about a range on TikTok, they'll just take you down. YouTube's good for educating people, good for showing people charts and P&L and stuff. But yeah, TikTok gets more, but I'd rather have 45 people on YouTube asking questions, wanting to learn trading, than 150 people on TikTok asking for signals. Because TikTok just gets like, signal sir, signal this, buy, when to do this, when to do that. It's like... But another thing, like, you need to understand that YouTube as well is, you know, YouTube's good because it's like, how do I explain it? The more you do and the longer you do it, the better the views come. You know, it's not like a quick overnight success. Like with TikTok, you can start a TikTok live and you can just get views. With YouTube, it's like you got to like put the work in and do it every day and show up. You know, and people will catch on, and it will over time build. Wealth chart is similar to Project X, is it? Ah, I'll have a look at that. Phil, do you use Wealth chart for Apex? Do you use Wealth chart for Apex? But yeah, to answer your question, YouTube's on top. Yeah, YouTube's different. I like YouTube. YouTube's way better. Like with TikTok, you just don't know if your account's going to be there tomorrow. It's literally like that. You know, you can say, you know, you can do something by accident and they don't give you, like, there's no support, there's nothing. Is it good to use Trading 212 for personal? No, mate. I used to use Trading 212 when I first started. Spreads are awful. Commissions are awful. Like, you can't even day trade properly. Just go to the link, Blueberry Markets, in the description. It'll say broker I use. Just use that link and you can use Blueberry Markets if you want. Yes, nice, Phil. Good stuff. Let me, guys, give us 30 seconds. Let me just get up my thingy really quickly, my top one. So if I do execute, because I want you to see my execution. Where are we? There we go. Yeah, let me just get up this. I'll be back on in a minute. There we go. Nice one. Right, we're on. Just want to show you my execution. So I'm ready. I needed to log in, you see. Didn't mean to cut you off. Right, yeah, good. To be honest with you, though, I think Project X, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been, like I say, I've used many platforms. Project X is the best one, by far. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but in terms of like MT5, Project X, this platform here, I've got nothing bad to say about it. You know, nothing bad at all that they could do or add to make it better. Like, it's just clean, execution's perfect, you know. Maybe you get slipped 1 to 2 ticks now and again, but that's not their fault. It's not top one's fault. It's just the feed. Caught 10 points, $1,000 on the previous drop. Nice one, DK. Oh, DK, you back trading? Are you back trading now, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you in the stream again. This sell here was nice. I was looking for sells here, but this top wick just wasn't big enough. Yeah, I was looking for wick fill here, but I wanted, you know, like a bit of a bigger wick like so. Something like this. This would have been nice for me to take some sells, but it just instantly pushed down, which is annoying. Project X is miles better. Yeah, I agree. Like I say, Wealth Chart, never used it. I can't say it. Might be great. Might be better than Top Step X. If it is, well, can't complain there, but I'm happy with using this for now. Yeah, Ninja Trader is not too easy. Yeah, Project X is simple. For futures as well. Futures platforms are never simple execution. Project X have made futures good to execute. Even executing futures on TradingView wasn't the easiest. It was simple, but it wasn't super easy. Project X have really made execution good for all levels of trading. You know, if you just start in using trading, Project X, you'll pick it up quite quickly, which is good. Yeah. Is there spreads on futures? No, but you will, sometimes execute a trade, and it might, like the other week I executed a trade, and it put me in slipped me like 3 to 4 ticks. It happens sometimes. Something that you need to look at as well, if you go to the 1 second chart, when you do get slipped, you will see like gaps, like this, for example, here. Can you see here? And on the second chart, if you're getting executed, well, it's going to execute you. Look down here. Can you see sometimes, and it might slip you? Sometimes these gaps on the second chart are like 2 to 3 ticks, and you'll get executed in a little bit further down. But other than that, it's very rare it happens. It's happened to me like 1 time in the past couple of months. So when's the top 1 discount available? I don't know, mate. It's just available for now. Possibly till the end of the month. Yeah, possibly till the end of the month. And then, I don't know. I hope it stays on, to be honest, because I've got these accounts here. I've got 3 accounts I'm trading now. If I get them over the line, I'll buy more on the discount. So hopefully they stay on for longer, but I just don't know. But I'm not going to rush these accounts. Like, if these take me a couple of weeks to get to the 9k, they take me a couple of weeks. Like, it is what it is. Started 2 combines recently. Nice. Good stuff, bro. That's it. If you're trading, take a break and then get back on it. How they going, DK? How your combines going, mate? If this 15 closes like so, well, this will just be my range. Probably just keep it up here like this. Keep it clean. Can't give up on the journey, definitely, mate. Great. It's great. Great to see. I was the same. Yeah, I was the same. Like when I was on the journey of, becoming profitable, like the 3 years was super rough. Super rough. And it wasn't easy at all. The first 2 to 3 years trading for me was not easy. Not easy. I lost a lot of money, blew a lot of prop firm accounts. It used to be FTMO. The 100k accounts used to cost like 500 quid. I must have blew like 20 of them. So yeah, it was a rough start for me, but like I say, take a break. If you do, blow a couple of accounts or you're on like a little bit of a losing streak, don't quit. Just take a break, rest of the week, couple of days off, reevaluate what happened and then come back, okay? So how many, guys, seriously, put in the comments, how many people have thought about giving up? How many people? Like, for me, like, a couple of times at least, I can remember. At least. And you might want to, you know, trading's very difficult. But when you actually master it, it's super simple. Super, super simple. One is at 1.6k profit and 300 to... Nice, nice, nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Other one at $300. Nice, nice. All right, guys, give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to nip to the toilet and I'll be back. Right. Let's have a look. Sorry, guys. Let me get the comments back up really quickly. Me, yeah. Angie, nice. Good. At the moment, it's touch and go, but I'm determined to get free. Phil, good stuff, man. Keep going. Like, that's what it's all about. Freedom is key. Freedom's not easy. You know, like getting out of a job, finding something that will pay for it. Trading was it for me, for sure. Loads of times, I found futures this year, sick of wasting money on challenges. Yeah, futures challenges and prop firms, you know, find a strategy, stick to it. You know, futures prop firms are so much better. So much better. I will never give up, Angie. Class. Good stuff. Good to hear. Same with me. Like, I must have had a couple of breaks, you know, 1 to 2 breaks in the journey, but it was never an option to fully finish and give up and quit. The amount of times you feel it and the amount of times you're going to feel it, like, it's normal. It's a normal part of the sort of game. Let's have a look at NQ on here. Yeah, let's have a look at NQ on here. Yeah, NQ's not doing much. It's just taking some highs. What's the 30 closing like? Ooh. 30 could be nice for some sells. Yeah, 30 could be nice for some sells, rejecting this level here. Where would the management point be? Maybe down here? Problem is that there's some structure here in the way. That's the only problem. I don't mind NQ sells here on the 30 for it to push down into some of these lows. But it is super bullish. It's taken 4-hour highs as well, and it hasn't taken any 4-hour lows in quite a while. And it's bearish with 20 minutes to go. I mean, everything's lining up for some sells here. Maybe see how the hourly close is. If the hourly close is bearish, I might take some sells based off this sort of level that we formed. Yeah, I'll see how the hourly closes in 20 minutes on NQ. If it closes bearish, I'll take some sells. See, I think it's a bit of a it's a bit of a risk trying to buy here. Just because you've got liquidity up here, but you've also got a big level. So I'm gonna stay out of any sort of longs until we break above there. There's a couple of times where I felt like quitting, but I always come back because I know it's possible. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Good stuff, Deegs, bro. Good stuff, man. Tyler, good stuff, man. Don't find ways to quit. Find ways to pivot into a better trader. That is key. That is key. Quit a few years ago. Oof. Can you have a look at GJ? Sure, let's have a look at GJ. Great British Pound, JPY. Yeah, look at that. Look at the chop yesterday. Let's have a look at the 15 and 30 ranges. I would say already on GJ, I can see that there's a level here to watch out for. So I would say breaks below there for sells. Buys for me, you know, you've got some sort of resistance up here. I'd be playing this range for now. It's not looking super clean, to be honest with you, Angie. I'd probably just see how the hourly closes. Hourly closes below this structure here on the 15 and 30. Then, you know, potentially some sells down. Other than that, though, I don't see much. You know, you've got resistance here. You've got resistance here. Maybe a tighter range like so. Back above there, then buys into these highs. But other than that, I think gold's cleaner. You know, maybe some buys if it starts presenting that structure to the upside and them nice strong closes. Just because there's a lot of liquidity to the upside. So maybe like a bounce off this level into these highs or these highs too. I like gold better to be honest. Would be trying to sell at the highs sometimes. PA just doesn't care the highs and keeps pushing up. Yeah, Tyler, definitely, bro. That's what a lot of newer traders do as well. You know, they'll see gold pushing up like this, and they'll go, oh, it doesn't have to push down anymore. It can't push down anymore. They sell. Price pushes up. Oh, it can't keep pushing up. It's had this huge push up. They'll say, oh, it's overbought. It's pushed up too much. It can't push up anymore. What does it do? Carries on pushing up. They sell. They sell. They sell. And what does gold keep doing? It keeps pushing up. And they keep selling and they blow their account trying to catch the reversal. What is gold telling you in this price action? It's not telling you to sell. It's telling you that it wants to continue pushing higher. So what do? I look to trade until gold tells me it's ready to reverse. Here, where most retail traders blow their account when they're trying to sell, is where I'm looking to buy. Okay? Like, look at this, for example, here. Let me show you an example. Okay? Look at this. Look at this big push down here. Okay? Price is pushing down. Retail see this green candle, they buy. Price keeps pushing down, they buy. They buy. They buy. They buy. Why do they keep buying? Because they think that it's oversold. And they think that price has to reverse. Well, they've blown their account trying to catch the reversal. Okay? And what are they doing? They're trading how they feel. They're not trading what they see. Super important that when you're trading, trade what you see, not what you feel, not what you think. Because the market really doesn't care that you think that it's overbought or oversold. Nancy quit when the Swiss franc crash, blew through her stopping account of about 5. Yeah, when the Swissy hit the floor, that was a crazy time. That was a crazy time. I know some brokers actually filled people in at the stop losses, which is crazy. Some actually held the stop losses, but you're unlucky to blow a full account on it. Definitely, like we mentioned, Tucker. That's the, you know, what do retail? How do retail talk? Retail traders go, it has to do this, it has to do that. You know, it doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, you're 100% right, mate. It can literally do anything. Like they'll say, oh, it has to push down into here before it pushes up here, and then when it pushes up here, it'll push down. I'm like, chill out. You're looking like 6 weeks into the future. Just trade what's in front of you, trade what's now, and then look. When price, you know, if price pushes up and you think it's going to reverse, look to see if it will then. Don't say it's going to push up, then it'll reverse, then it'll do this, then it'll do that, then it'll do this. It's like, drop the ego. Stop thinking that you move the market, because really you don't. You're trading, you know, you're not moving the market, and trade the market, trade what you see. A lot of it is ego. People can't drop ego. When they drop ego, they'll become more profitable. Like, even me sometimes, like, I'll always say, yeah, I'm open to buys. Open to buys if we can get back above a level. But if we start rejecting, I'm going to be looking for sells. It's because I'm not getting attached to what the market is doing. I'm open to both sides because I want to stay as emotionless as possible. Okay? Nightbot, why are you doing that? See, I'll need to change that. Sorry, it's blocked. It's like, it gives people, the Nightbot's giving people warnings. I need to stop that. Let me screenshot it and sort it out after. Nightbot's on one. The number one mistake, retail, it has to, alright, yeah. Trade what you see. The market doesn't care about overbought or oversold. Love this saying. Yeah, 100%, Leah. It's because it's true. Like, look at gold. Okay? Look at gold here. Like, it's pushing down. How many people think, oh, it's oversold? And then look, pushes down. Oh, it's oversold. Pushes down. Like, the market's telling you that it wants to push down. I'm going to trade that. Yeah. Nightbot's on one. I'll have a word with him later. We'll have a chat. We'll have a chat later. I'll give him a warning. He's done good though. He's done good so far. But second day into the job, I'll have to give him a warning. One sec. I'm happy to not even trade this week until an opportunity presents itself. That's good, mate. Very, very good. Like I said, don't look at it as a negative. Look at it as a positive. You know, you need to be happy that you've got a strategy that allows you to stay out the market when the price action's not presenting, or when the price action's not setting up for your strategy. But, like I say, I'm going to be open to some trades. I just need to see a breakout of this range. Yeah, get out of this range and I can look to buy and sell. See, that's what I wanted. Look at that. I wanted the hourly sell on Nasdaq. I'm gonna still look for some hourly sells. If the hourly can close bearish, I'm gonna look for some sells, maybe into these lows here. That bot wants a straight now. I'm getting. Yeah, Tyler, you can have it, mate. I'll have stern words with him first. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking to take some sells on Nasdaq. You know, there's some liquidity to take to the downside still. I just need the closure. I need the closure, and then I'll take some sells into here. And then see if it'll push down further. Not much, it'll be like micros, but... Something like this. That'd have been clean. But I'm going to be looking for the next hourly to push down. Obviously, if it takes these lows, then that'll be... It will be a no-go, but we'll see. Just because if you look at the 4-hourly is not taking any 4-hour lows. The 4-hourly is about to close in 10 minutes. It'll also be the hourly closure. So if the hourly closure can give me a top wick, I'm happy to keep looking for sells on Nasdaq. Just for a little pullback. News today. Yeah, we got news in like an hour and 10 minutes. But I'm going to be on here for maybe like another 45, 50 minutes looking for entries, and then I'll let news pass. And then I'll get back in the community and take some entries for after news with the gang, with the community guys. But yeah, hourly closes would be nice for sells on Nasdaq. Four-hourly, yeah. I think the 4-hourly can have a pullback, especially if it closes like this. Like a really nice pullback, like down here. Is gold pushing now? Possibly. Hey Joe, can you check out the 715? 715 what, in the morning? Or... This here, this entry here, there's no targets. If you took the entry here, there's no targets, mate. Where are you trading into? Me and the community were talking about this entry this morning. Impulse entry, and the reason we didn't take it is because there's no targets to trade into. You've got highs up here, but they're over... Look how many ticks. They're over 100 ticks away. There's no reason for price to push into them highs just yet. So, like I say, if you understood that there were no targets on the breakout, you would have stayed out of that position. But yeah, me and the community was going over this in the London Zoom session. And basically, it closed above the range. It took liquidity and closed above, but there's no targets. No targets, there's no trading. Simple as that. Look at the difference now. If I get back above this range, it's a lot better because I've got targets. Can you see? I've got targets to trade into. Or even if I close below. If I close below, I've got targets to trade into. Here, there's nothing. There's nothing. So, that's not valid. It's not a valid entry. If there was targets, it'd be valid. And if it didn't work out, then you just put your hands up and say, valid trade. There were targets, everything set up. But no, it's not valid. No targets, it's not a valid entry. Unfortunately, but I do like the overall concept of the entry. You broke above, took liquidity, but you got now to trade into. It's just a fake out. 33, 30... 33, 30? Yeah, they're too far away, mate. They're way too far away, them. Like, 103 ticks. First targets. For what? How much of a stop loss? Maybe like a 10 tick stop. Nope. Not for me anyway, not for me. This is why, like I say, I went over that in a webinar in the members in the community. I went over in a webinar how to prevent fake outs, and that was one of them, how to prevent fake outs. Like an hour-long webinar with the members. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so if this 15 can get above, let's have a look at the Nas. Yeah, Nas is taking them lows now. The 30 was the entry. Dun, 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 dun. What I'd like to see on the next 15 is if the next 15 can close above and wick the low, then I'd be happy to take some longs. You know, if it can close above with some volume, then I'll take the long from like here, like 50 ticks long. Send me the webinar, sir. It's in the webinar section, mate. It's in the webinar section of the community. In the education section. What's the 4-hour closing like? 4 hours about to close here, leaving a wick. Five. So this 15's got 3 minutes left. If this closes bearish, rejecting this level, I'll take some sells. If this closes bearish, I'll take some sells on gold. Like, I know the owl is closing bullish, but there's no bottom wick. That could get created. So if this closes bearish, I'm going to look for some sells. If it closes above, then I'm only looking for buys. Okay. But clean range on gold here. Clean range. What's Nasdaq doing? See, Nasdaq's selling off. Nasdaq is selling off. You were expected. After that 30 close, like, rejecting the level, I kind of expected it. Get that out of the way. Taking that low as well. All good, all good. Gold's still got range, to be fair. Gold has still got range. Like 60 ticks. 60 ticks. Just need to get back above here. Back above this level at 33.24. Happy days. Like I say, guys, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to drop a question in the comments. Mm-mm-mm. $15's about to close in 50 seconds. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. Let me get GC up. Let me get GC up. It's at the same level. Look how similar the futures and gold chart look. Right, hourly closure. Still within this range though, still within the range. There's potential. 4 hourly's closed. 4 hourly's closed, but you just have to wait for the new wick to form. Just have to wait for the new wick to form. Take the highs, close bearish. I'll take some 15 sells. Probably about it. Or if it closes above with some volume, sweeping lows, then yeah, I can take some trades to the upside. You know, if it confirms as it breaks above, then I'll take some buys. Oh. I'll see. Back in 2 minutes, guys. Give us 2 minutes, I'll be back. I'm just filling my water up. Right, we're back. Yeah, guys, any questions? Feel free to drop a question in the comments. If you want me to have a look at any other pairs too, any other pairs that you want me to break down, let me know. What's the 30 saying? See, 5 minutes. there's nothing setting up here until we break out of this sort of zone. Like, if this 15 can close bullish now, then I'll look for some buys. What's Nasdaq doing? See, Nasdaq's taking these lows. This is why I didn't want to buy Nasdaq down here. Because buying down here after taking liquidity, well, it's just a recipe for disaster. I'm going to give it this next 15 candle. Like I said, there's no point in trying to force trades near news. You know, you've got news in. Retailers are grinding here. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. A lot of retail traders, I think, will be buying up here. A lot of retail will be buying up here, getting stopped out. I think also a lot will be selling. You know, I think, like I said, they'll be getting chopped about. A lot will be buying, have already been taken out. A lot of retailers will also be looking to sell. Stops up here, like this. You know, if retail traders have their stops all the way up here, well, I think that price, if it breaks above this level, is likely to push into them highs. Okay. Gee, need a good when do you go away, Deegs, bro? Let's have a look. There we go. Let's have a look. Pound euro. Yeah, I'd say if you're going away now is a good time. You know, go away now on holiday, buy good rate, and then as soon as you come into this double top, that's a good area for me to look to, you know, go into the travel agency and actually swap back euros to pounds. Okay? But yeah. I think it's a good time to load up on your euros now. And then when it comes into these highs here, I'll get into that agency and I'll say, right, give me a good rate. I want 1.22 back. Third touch of a trend line. Oh, yeah. Okay. Is that on the... What's that? Oh, here, mate. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yep, definitely. Third touch of a trend line too. If this 15 can close bullish, I'll take some buys. If this 15 can close bullish above this range, I'll take some buys. Because there's a lot of liquidity sitting above here. And I think where retail have their stops are these highs here and these highs here. These highs here and these highs here. So if this 15 can get back above this level in 7 minutes, I'll look to take out them highs. Okay. Like I say, I'd want it to get back above. Yeah, you need, like I say, you need to ask yourself always, where are most people going short? Where are most retailers, newer traders? Well, they're seeing this level here. They're selling. Stops on these highs up here, looking for the play down. If I get a bullish closure above this level, I'll just buy into that liquidity. Okay. Which could be nice. Could be nice. I'll give it the 6 minutes. If it closes above, then it's good to go. If not, I'll have to wait for the next 15 to close. Da, 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 da. Be a master of losing and soon you'll be a master of winning. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, be open to losses. Be happy to take losses. You know, and you'll get to a stage where both wins and losses are nothing. It's super key, mate. 100%. You know, you got to be as, you know, the same emotion has to apply to losses and wins. Getting giddy with, yeah, not even that. Like, a lot of them will be looking to enter when it's pushing down too. So not only are they selling here, they'll be selling here, selling when it pushes down more, selling down here. And all that does is just build more liquidity. Just builds more liquidity above market. But I'll see how this 15 closes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. $15 closure here will tell me a lot because, like I say, it's the first 15 of the 4 hour too. Yeah, cheers for likes as well, everyone. If you like I say, if you're new to the stream, make sure you drop a subscribe, put notifications on. And yeah, drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let's see who's here. Welcome. Appreciate it for everyone for tuning in. Basically just waiting on this 15 closure. Seeing how it closes. Do-do-do-do. This, you know, though, this level could hold. If it does, I'm still happy with that. If it holds and it continues pushing down, it doesn't bother me. You know, if it does start pushing down here, well, I'll just sell when it breaks my level. Like, I'm open. I'm not trying to force the market within this range. When the market breaks out, then I'll happily take some positions. But really, if you just mark out where this chop were yesterday and drag it across, you can see that we're just back in that chop. Super, super careful. Super careful. Da-da-da. 2 minutes until the 15 closure. I mean, there's 2 minutes left. Gold could definitely still close above, but I'm going to have to wait. Gold could still close above here, so there's still an opportunity if it closes above. I'll see. New York Open to take targets without entry? Possibly, possibly. If it happens, it happens. I mean, there's not much you can do. Like I say, the thing with gold now, it's not in a bad position because I've got a range and I've got targets to trade into. Okay? So it's in a better position than it were in London. So the only thing I really need to do now is just wait for a breakout and let the market give me my trade. Like, I can't take a trade until it does that. It's as simple as it is. If it takes targets, it takes targets. Like, that's why I've got the playbook. The playbook's there to keep me out of doing dumb stuff. You know, it's profitable playbook. You know, I have to stick to it regardless of what happens. But it could give an entry, a nice entry, and a nice win. 15 seconds here. Yeah, not the best 15, not the best 15 closure. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna wait for a breakout here. I'm not gonna be doing anything within this range, so I'm probably gonna head off now. Like I said, I've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. US is about to open in about 15 minutes. But like I say, we've got news at 3 o'clock. So when US does open, I'm not gonna be taking. It's unlikely I'm gonna take any trades up to the news anyway. You know, if we do break out, I'm gonna have to take positions in the next 20 minutes because, like I say, I've got news in, you know, 45 minutes. So the game plan for me is to just set an alert here, set an alert down here, and just wait for a breakout. You know, there's a bit of structure down here to wait for a breakout, okay? But I'm just gonna go and trade live with the community. Okay, I'm going to go and trade live in the chats with the community. Update there if anything happens and presents itself. I'll take it in there, okay? But I'm probably not going to be taking anything until news, so I'm just going to head off. And I'll be back on YouTube Live tomorrow. But patience will always pay, guys. Trade safe. Don't do anything dumb within this range. It's getting quite choppy. Look at the 5 minute. 5 minutes, not even moving. The 15's sideways, look. Bullish, bearish, now bullish. Stay patient. Wait for the closures. I'm personally waiting for a close above. Candle closure above, I'll look for buys. Candle closure below, I'll look for sells. See you later, Joe. Thank you. Deegs in a bit, bro. I'll see you in the community, mate. See you in the community. Yeah, anybody in the community, I'll see you there. Zulu, cheers, Joe. See you tomorrow, mate. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Be back on tomorrow, guys. If I do take anything, like I say, we've got news at 3 o'clock. I won't be trading around news. Patience pays. Just drill it into your head. Please, drill it into your head that patience will pay. Alright? But, peace, guys. Trade safe. See you tomorrow. Bye.